dance and all that. And he loves the youth. He's passionate about anything youthful. And of course, his love for the youth is what drives him here this morning, and he would want to speak to the youth, empower everybody. His life is actually that story that's going to empower you to get to where you want to be. He's done so much. For those of you who are on social media already, you might have seen us post the artwork on who we have on Wiley the Boss series today. He is the chief accountant of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly. His name is Mr. Eugene Asante Koranteng.
You can be anything.
And I remember when I posted the image yesterday, Elhime Kuya Fosuya actually inboxed me and says, listen, says he's a very honorable man.
She was very beautiful.
So I'm just imagining if somebody posts your image out there, what would somebody say about you?
Got a strong on that herb.
Have you ever thought about that?
Up drugs, all in the nose. Could have died.
So this is a testimony.
Oh, no fun, cause now when she
says he was my boss as 2 lands.
Smells of keep in the
I can see him nodding like, okay, so who knows, maybe we have calls from almost all the places he's worked and people will say, oh, I know him. We are going to hear all the stories this morning. It's Y102.5 FM. Time check, just a minute to hit 8. And when it's 8, we get into that. But you know that at 8 o'clock, we bring you Money Sense. Money Sense is brought to us by EDC Investment Limited. How are you investing? What are you investing into? Are you investing into your education? Is it a money thing you are investing? Or for you are investing into girls or boys? Well, think smart, work smart, and that's what EDC brings us Money Sense here on Y1025 FM.
YFM. In selecting a mutual fund or direct investment in stocks, one factor to consider is cost. The cost of frequent stock trades can add up quickly for an individual direct investor. Gains made from the stock's price appreciation can be cancelled out by the cost of completing a single sale of an investor's shares of a given company. Investors who make a lot of trades should look at our list of brokers who charge lower than average fees. With a mutual fund, however, the cost of trading is spread over all investors in the fund, thereby lowering the cost per individual. Speak to EDC for guidance on what investment solution suits your financial situation. With EDC, financial independence is possible. Today's tip was brought to you by Clara Nyame Ado of EDC Investments Limited.
Welcome back. You are live on Y1025 FM, and we are streaming live on Facebook as well. So you can get on Facebook, search for Y1025 FM, and get to see our guest as you enjoy the conversation we are about to have this morning. So I did introduce to you my guest and who he is and some of the things he's done. He's worked in several big places. I'll be finding out from him why he chose all those places or the places chose him, and how he's been able to live and sail through all these issues to where he is now. Mr. Koranteng, good morning, and thank you very much for joining us on YFM today.
Good morning, my brother.
I trust you are doing very well.
By the grace of God, I'm very
Okay,
well.
we thank God. If you could get closer to my microphone a little bit for me. Yes, that's fine. Thank you very much. So, Mr. Koranteng, I mean, we've heard so much about Mr. Koranteng and his passion for the youth and wanting the youth to excel and all that. First, we get deeper into the story. Born in Asante region?
Yes.
Where exactly?
Asafo.
Oh!
Ghetto boy.
That's an old town.
Yes, please.
Tell us the story of Asafo. And I mean, you growing up from Asafo.
Yeah,
My
Asafo.
producer actually lives at Asafo though.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Asafo, as you know, it's like a ghetto that, by the grace of God or by destiny, I was born into that environment.
Okay.
Whole lot of challenges. Look, growing up.
Yeah.
But at a point in time, I had an encounter with God, and then I said, let me concentrate, serving my God. And by the grace of God, I was able to sail through all those challenges that I was encountering at the environment. And with the schooling too.
Yeah.
Yes, I was able to sail through.
When you talk about the challenges, I mean, growing up, everybody might have had a challenge, unless those who were born with silver spoons in their mouth. Even with that, the area could actually have an impact on your life. How was growing up like? I mean, born into a family of like, were you the only child, or you were a number of them? And how was it like?
I was born into a family of two boys, one girl.
Okay. Are you the eldest?
No, I'm the second born.
Second.
Yes.
How was it like growing up in that family?
It was cool. My father was a banker.
Okay.
So as for your basic needs, that one, be
Yeah,
rest assured,
sorted.
yes, you will get. But growing up in that environment, you face a whole lot of challenges like a peer pressure. People will enter into those kind of drugs, drinking and whatnot. So there were a whole lot of things that will influence you.
Yeah.
But by the grace of God, I was able to say true.
So so this whole story about Asafo didn't start today.
No. Long ago. I was there for about 23 years before we moved from Asafo.
Wow.
Yes. So you see the challenges, youthful challenges that you face.
I mean, that is with you. You had friends in that
Yeah,
same
that's
area.
right.
Are there friends that you look out for today, and they are like nowhere because maybe they fell into in some of these bad companies that are for that time?
Very true. And then some too that they've also sailed through. I can talk about DJ Apuzo.
Oh,
of
DJ
Lave from-
Apuzo
Yes.
was your childhood mate?
Yes.
From
he was
Asafo?
staying at Asqua.
Okay.
But on vacations time, he'll come to Asafo and they will play draft.
Okay.
So he's a very good childhood friend.
Oh,
That we grew
nice
together.
one.
Yes.
Nice
yes.
Nice one. And you talk about basic needs and the fact that, I mean, daddy could provide because he was a banker and all that. But tell me, growing up with your siblings, how was it? Was it a cool home or that time where you always fight with the one that comes right after you?
Oh, cool. But it was my sister. She's been the eldest. She always wants to use that as an opportunity to also surprise me. But at a point in time, I also came to terms with it.
Yeah.
Then I was able to flow with her. But now we are the best of friends, whatever. We chat, we do everything together.
Interesting.
Yes, but growing up, I think that issue was
Yeah.
there. Yes.
Which school did you attend from? I mean, growing up.
I attended Status Rental.
Okay.
Yes, then I went to Wesley Day.
Okay.
Fortunately or unfortunately for me, I didn't pass the common entrance. So I had to go to Wesley Day to write entrance examination.
Okay.
So when I wrote and I passed, then I sat down and said, then there is something in me
Yeah.
that I can do. As for the environment affected me to some extent.
Okay.
Because I wasn't taking my books very serious. So from the late entrance that I passed, then I moved to Asante mine, Form 3. I also had I was repeated. Yes.
For what reason?
Form 3. I entered the second term.
Okay.
So it was like
They had
some of the
learnt
subjects were
a
not
lot, yeah.
something that I was learning at my former school. So I had to cope, and then a whole lot of challenges, or even copying the notes. It was second term. It was
Yeah.
even interco time.
Oh.
So after that, they were going to write an exams.
Exams.
Yes, so I didn't perform very well. So the third term, I did very well, that one. But they
Wow.
added the second and the third term. So that was where I had to repeat. Then
Wow.
I said I was not going to school because I said I did my best in the third term. Of course, I could score for the third term. But it was destiny.
Yeah.
My grandfather went in and then told the form master
Yeah.
that I've been in the house for 1 month. Then I said I will not go to school. So he talked to my form master and then said, no, I've not cancelled his name. Tell him he should come.
Okay.
When I went, the form master sat me down. Then it took a whole lot of experiences that he also went through growing up. That as for repetition, it's nothing. Take it and come. By the grace of God, I went. And then I was up to first to third. So
Wow.
they took my results to Pukuwari. That was my uncle.
To go market
Yes.
there.
No.
Okay, they took
Just
the results to
yes,
that
to Pukuwari for them to see if they
Yeah.
could admit me at Form 4. Fortunately for me, Pukuwari looked at the results and said, this guy is good, so let's take him to Pukuwari. Form 4, they were not even admitting for Form 4.
Yeah, because that was more like almost out of school.
It was just by the grace of God. So I was admitted at Pukuwari. That's why I became a Katechi.
Interesting.
Yes.
Nice one. Now, there's something you mentioned that I want us to look at. You made mention of the fact that even at that time, at the point when there was a repetition, you were like, nah, then I don't want to go to school again. But it took somebody to actually tell you that, listen, these are the experience that also gone through.
right.
So at any point in time, we need somebody to inspire us
Very true.
to actually move on in life. Because there are times you feel down, you feel, I can't do this again. But there could be that angel who would actually change everything for you. And that's how the story changed for you.
That's
because I'm
right.
pretty sure if he had said, I won't go to school, and yes, indeed, you are not gone, the Asafo influence could have taken over you.
Oh, perfectly.
What did you study at Topokuai?
I Pukuwari, I did science.
Science.
But there's also another angel that also came into my life.
Hey, then you had a lot of angels.
Very to them. That's why I'm always grateful to my God. At Pukuwari, I did science, but I was doing this business combination, accounts accounting. Then I added it to the 6 English
Okay.
and maths and then the sciences. So when I went for my results, there was this man, may he so rest in perfect peace, Mr. Entry. He later became the headmaster of Asante, my former place.
Oh, okay.
Yes. And then he looked at me and said, young man, let me advise you if you will take. Then I said, yes. Oh, yes, sir. They said, I would advise you don't do science at sixth form. Go and do business. But I could see that is where your strength is. Then I took Mr. Entry's advice. Then I changed.
Was it easy taking it, or you were like, nah, I'm good at the science too, so why?
No, I wasn't all that good. I was the average type
For the
the
science.
science. So for somebody to see that and then prompting you, it was something that I took very serious about it. And then I entered sixth form. Then I did econs, maths, econs, government, and then accounting. So that's where my accounting started.
That's how the journey into accounting started.
Yeah.
And from there, you went to KNUST. Or you
From
went to
there,
Christian
I
Science.
went to, after sixth form, I went to Kumasi Polytechnic.
Okay.
Those times it was Institute of Chartered Accountant. They had introduced a new course, Ghana Accounting Technician.
Okay.
Yes, so I did GAT for 3 years. But that one, it wasn't a guarantee. You have to pass the preliminary before you could move to the inter. It's a professional course.
Yeah.
So when I finished the 3 years, I was having the intermediate. So it was left to the final. Level to pass. Then during the sixth form, I was posted to Sawoma Dwajiri, St. Martin Secondary.
Okay.
So there I had time for myself because they gave me a bungalow that I was sharing with a master.
Okay.
So every weekend he would just go to Accra and then join his family. Then
Yeah,
I'll be
then
in the
you-
house. Then I'll just be studying. So I wrote and then I was referred in one paper.
Okay.
98. Fortunately for me, I got employment in 98, but I was having that tax as
Yeah,
a
to-
referred paper
yeah.
to write.
Yeah.
But I had written it. Fortunately for me, at the interview they asked, and I told them, "Oh, I've wrote that paper." So they said they would not give me accountant because they were looking for accountants.
Accountant,
so
yeah.
they would give me senior accounts officer. After the interview, then I got my appointment letter. So then I had the result, and then I passed. And then 98, let me say to the glorification of God, the whole Ghana, I was the only person that passed in that May 1998 instead of chartered accountants.
Wow.
That was my name at the National Theatre. When they mentioned, people stood up and then they were giving me standing ovation.
Wow.
I said, all to the glorification of God. A ghetto boy. Passing a whole Ghana, one person.
And the whole country,
yes,
you were the
I was
only person.
that passed. So when
Wow.
you look at the brochure, Eugene Asante Koranteng,
That's
I say
beautiful.
this to the glorification of God. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
we thank God for that one. That's quite an experience, and I think that's something that will live with you for the rest of your life. Beautiful. You talk about Asafo and God actually intervening in your life. Did it happen at Asafo, or you had moved on from
It
there?
happened at Asafo. Let me even share it with a brother I called Ima. Very close friend, but he was that smart type.
Is it the street smart? Or...
Yes. Very smart.
Okay.
And then at a point in time, Ima said he has given his life to God. So at a point in time, he called me, you call me cry, your life. You don't do all these things that we are doing. Why is it that you don't follow me and then we go for fellowship? It was deeper.
Okay.
Deeper life.
Yeah.
They came and it was like a fellowship. So we started off for re-engineering. So when he's going, he just come and pick me and then we'll go. So I just follow him. By the time, and then they were doing some school, whatever. They will organize some program and then they will just organize students and then they will give us pep talk, how to answer questions and whatnot. So I was also following him. And then by the grace of God, I became a very staunch Christian. Yes, I say this is the grace of God. Yes.
Interesting. Guys, if you just tuned in, I'm speaking to the chief accountant of the KMA, Mr. Eugene Asante Koranteng. He shares with us the life and all that he's gone through. He's spoken about schooling and, I mean, being raised in Asafo and the fact that DJ Apuzo happens to be a childhood friend and all that. He used to fight with the bigger sister because, on the penny, that kind of thing. And let's talk about the very first job you had. What job was that?
Controller and accountant general. Yes.
You moved straight into government
yes,
jobs.
From school, then after sixth form. Let me also say that there was an also angel that came into my life. He was the forestry commission accountant at the Kumasi Ministries. And then, fortunately, Mr. Isi Boateng, I think he is now former because he used to be ambassador to South Africa. But I've heard they mention another name. Yes, please. And then when at Asafo, Mr. Isi Boateng also come to the place where we play the draft. He was also into that.
Okay.
They would just send me, go and pick this from my office for me. So we were just close to his shop, at the Goy filling station.
Okay.
So at the point in time, he asked me, you've completed school and what are you doing? I said, no, I cannot get any employment after sixth form. He said, there is this forestry accountant. They come to my place to draw forward, so I'll discuss with him. Then he discussed with Mr. Entry, of course, I'll down content. And then he said, then let him bring the application. So I sent the application. And they took me to the regional director then.
Okay.
May his soul also rest in peace. Just last week that we buried Mr. Usu. Then when I went, yes, may his soul rest in perfect peace, because he has been like my father, everything. So he took the application letter, and then he said, oh, okay, he will just inform me anytime that they will call me for interview. So I was there, and then Mr. Itibuatin called me. That Accra, they are saying I should go for the interview in Accra. Fortunately, when I went, Mr. Usu, my former regional director, who has passed on, was also going for an interview, but he was a panelist. And then he took me to one Mr. Salifu. He also became a regional minister for one of the northern regions. Then Mr. Salifu, this is my boy. So make sure that you push my boy through for me. And then by the grace of God, I was able to sail through the interview. And then they gave me the appointment. That's the senior accounts officer. Not the accountant. Because I was having a referred paper in tax. Yes.
Yeah, which eventually came
I got
out
it.
you being
and
the
then
best.
They upgraded me, to the accountant. That was where I started from.
How challenging is your job as an accountant? And look at all the places you've been. I mean, we will talk about you being at Stulands and all the other places you've worked. But how challenging is your job as an accountant? And not just an accountant. I mean, at the top, you are at the top of almost everything.
Yeah. It's very challenging. But once you have that passion for the work, it's the drive that will always push you.
Okay.
Because you have to encounter with people decisions. Accountant also have to cut figures.
Yeah.
We are always on the cost minimization. Yes, cost effectiveness. So whatever institution that you go, you try not to offend a lot of people, but the nature of your work is such that you also have to do it.
Yes.
So you do it in a canny way, in such a way that they also understand you from where you are also coming from. There are a whole lot of commitments that will come, but the resources are scarce. You cannot fulfill or meet all the needs. So it's just a matter of Jojo, you just explain certain things. Oh, this issue, this PV, I will let it go. Perhaps we'll wait for another money that will come. So it's just something like the human relations. That's how you talk to people. They also fit into your shoes. Then they also feel for you. This is what accountant is saying. Oh, let's give him the benefit of doubt. Once he has promised he will do, and you are gone. It's like that. You always have to relate well.
What's been the biggest? I mean, you mentioned relating very well. So far as we are human beings, you would have that one person who I'm pretty sure you've met some of these people along the line.
A lot.
Accountant, we brought you the thing, Charlie. Approve it and let us get the thing done. How is it like when you meet such people? There are people who will easily understand you. They put themselves in your shoes and say, okay, I understand. But there are others who are way opposite. How do you deal with that still?
Let me give you an experience. At Feeder Roads, I went there as a young accountant, and the drivers were having a whole lot of mechanics. Those were having graders, tipper trucks, and whatnot. And then for a grader, when the one part is destroyed and then they want to replace, the invoice that they will bring,
the figures were huge.
Very big. So I was having this challenges with the mechanics. So at the point in time, they even gave me names. Sikeniho. You see, I was just also trying to protect the office. Yes. Because there are a whole lot of issues that you also have to attend to. So when you go with the mechanics, always fulfilling their needs, the office will also run down. So at a point in time, they were saying, oh dear, you say there is no money. But now that I'm not there, I left there, I think, 2010. But still, they mention all the accountants. I think about 5 or 6 accountants have been there. But still, they mention my name. So there is this current accountant. She's called Karima. She's the regional accountant there now. She always comments, Eugene, what did you do at Vida Rose? That you've left there long ago. They still compare you to us.
Oh, wow.
Yes. You see, what I was doing, it wasn't that I was there meeting their needs. At a point in time, I'll go and then explain. So is there something that when I left that they saw the need of this guy, what he was doing for us? It wasn't that I was just trying to be difficult, but just to help the office and they all move. That's how some of these challenges are.
Some experience being shared here on Y102.5 FM. So for anyone who just tuned in, like I told you earlier, we have our guest. He is currently with Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, and he is the regional accountant, or is he principal? Revenue head, actually, chief accountant. And before that, he was at office of the administrator of Stulands. And you made mention of feeder. Okay, feeder might be private, but government. You've worked with government institutions, government. I do understand that. I mean, the private ones pay. Why government? Or is it because of how it started?
Yes, once you started with the government side, I think that's where the progression is. Because I started as senior accounts officer,
Yeah.
accountant, senior accountant, principal accountant. Now, by the grace of God, I'm now chief accountant. So now I'm fixed there. I don't want to go to the private.
Yeah.
Private, they may pay you good money, but I also have my PCA.
Yeah.
So that's
Okay.
how I find myself in the government sector.
So in that hierarchy, the chief accountant is the highest.
Yes.
Okay. So are there any plans to actually, most of the time when people are in government stuff and they're done, they want to set up their own or something. Are you looking at perhaps having private engagements and all
I
that?
started long ago.
Okay.
I was just doing it alongside, but it's just on the quiet. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, I've been
Okay.
doing-
So
with
you
a
consult
friend-
for people.
Yes. And then I also entered into this water management structure with a friend. He's also working with VRA.
Okay.
When I was at Feeder Roads, he will always come and visit me. And then one day, he was just asking me, Eugene, are you satisfied with the 1 million that the contractors did? Because, those 1 million was money. So I was satisfied. That was
Yeah.
what I told him. So at a point in time, he is in Accra. Then he said, Eugene, there is this advert that we just want to see if we could venture into that because I know somebody who can help us.
Okay.
He has that certificate. He has done that job before. So he spoke to that guy, and then we tried our luck. By the grace of God, we got that job.
Wow.
And then so I started. It's on the low side, but it's
Yeah.
where that even fetched me. By the grace of God, we even bought a brand new pickup from Toyota
wow.
here. Yes,
Wow.
yes, it's the one that I'm even using now. By the
That's
grace of
beautiful.
God. Yes. That's for the
Awesome
business
story.
side. Yes.
Awesome life story being shared with us this morning on the show. Now, when you worked at Stulands, like I said, we had Nana actually sending a message and saying that I want to get the message very clear. It says he was my boss at Stulands, a very honorable man. I'm pretty sure you hear this a lot.
Yes, please.
How do you feel when you hear these things?
I always give glorification to God for bringing me a ghetto boy. So I always share with them. I'm also a ghetto boy. I always share, but just by the grace, I serve them. That's why they will tell you. Their challenges or their problems are my problems.
Okay.
NAPCO, when they came, they were having a whole lot of challenges with their pay. And then the regional coordinator will tell you, I was always at his office.
Okay.
It wasn't my job,
Yeah.
but I saw the need. These young people, at the end of the month, they are not getting any money. What do? So do you sit as an accountant? You don't even care about what goes on in their lives. That's what they always see.
Yeah.
Uncle Eugene there, he's for us. Yes, I'm always at their service. I've been serving them.
Beautiful.
Yes.
Is Uncle Eugene married?
Yes, married.
Okay. With a family.
Yes.
Boys and girls.
2 boys, 2 girls.
2 boys, 2 girls.
Yes.
Beautiful. Nice combination. When I grow up, I want to be like you. How is it like? I mean, you were raised by a dad who was perhaps very close to you, and because of what he did, you also gathered that energy. Now you are a dad. You love children. You love to make sure that youth are happy. How is it like being a dad, doing all the things you do as well as a dad, and work? How do you relate? How do you do it?
It's just like you balance your work life and then your home life. That's it. You always have to make sure that your children this morning I've taken them to school.
Okay.
Yes. So I will always do my parental duties. When I go to the office, I also take that cap, I also work as an accountant.
Yeah.
That's that.
If you've got any message, you've got any tweet you want to share with us, tweet at Y1025FM. Like I said, we are streaming on Facebook as well. I'll try and pick up some of the comments and feeds that are coming in from Facebook as well. But let me tell you about Tabia Herbal Mixture. Maybe you are down, it's malaria fever or typhoid fever, or maybe you've lost your appetite. Now, Tabia Herbal Mixture has been with us for over a decade, and it remains the #1 on the market still. So let's continue to conquer malaria with Tabia Herbal Mixture. You can get Tabia Herbal Mixture at any pharmacy, licensed chemical shop, or herbal shop across the country. Tabia Herbal Mixture. Let's conquer. What might be stressful?
Very.
How do you distress?
That's what I've told you. I always try to be nice with anybody that comes to my office. So it's not the type that I'll go and sit at a place, maybe take 1 or 2 bottles, then I say I'm distressed. No. Encountering the people, serving them. There are some people will come, even on the phone, the person will speak to you. That's some of the challenges that I call you, and then the way the person will talk, we see in between this business operating permit, this, that. You see, the challenges will come, but when you're able to calm them down, at the end of the day, you also feel you have achieved something.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that pushes me. That's why the stress is there.
Yeah.
But I'm always encouraged by the mindset that I always come to the work with to serve. Somebody will be angry with you, but I always have to take it cool. then think about the ultimate.
That's
the-
serving the people
yes,
and making sure
serving
that
the
people are okay.
That's
Now, when you're out of the office,
yes.
when you are not at home and you are just by yourself, like what do? You love to hang out with friends, you love to maybe drive around town, or what do you do? Like,
No, when driving around, I just listen to my music. I think that's the most important thing that I used to distress. I love gospel and then I love reggae music.
okay,
I'm cool with that.
what is it with reggae music that makes a lot of elderly people or a lot of adults love reggae music?
Growing up, we were staying with a footballer and then he used to play reggae. So when you listen to the lyrics and then you use it in your life, you could see that, hey, this is something, or the message, something that I could use. So that was why I became addicted to reggae.
What do you have any favorite reggae song?
Redemption song by B. Marley,
Okay,
Grams Morgan, Watch the Tears.
yeah, watch
I
the
think-
tears.
Yes.
That's a song that, I mean, for like over a year, I used to sign out of my show.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the song. And he has one now that I play as well, and I start my show with as well. So it falls right in line. And this is the song, Was the Girl. There's something with Grams Morgan that makes you just love him. Very conscious. Maybe we sign out with the other song that I typically sign into my show with today. But I'm still speaking to our very own. He's the chief accountant of KMA, Mr. Koranteng. Tells us all the story growing up and to where he finds himself now. Now, along the line with your work, did you have to sacrifice? When I say sacrifice, maybe you gave up some friends just to attain where you have to be. At Asafo, for instance, he had to leave certain people and move out of certain things to get to where he wanted to get to. Maybe he had to actually enroll or give off your best to someone just to achieve what you've done. I'm asking this because today, a lot of people feel, so first I'm out of school or I'm out of school, boom, I should be getting that high paying job. I should be living that life. I should be having that car. Is that how you all started? You had a job, but how did it start for you? Did you start having, you talked about buying a new car and all that. Did it start like that?
No, it started from a humble beginning. As you said, as the friends, yes, I still keep my childhood friends. We are bonded.
Okay.
Some of them, maybe the education-wise, they could not even go up to where maybe I am. But still, I go to my ghetto and then we share.
Oh, wow.
At a point in time, they will even say I should go. It's around 10 p.m. They
Yeah.
want you to go.
Yeah.
Yes, it's late, whatever. But you see, I still have that feel where I belong. That's where my root is. I cannot leave those friends.
Yeah.
This morning, I even spoke to a very good friend of mine. He called me. He needs somebody
Okay.
who we should help him. I've even directed him. So as for the Asafo friends, I keep them.
Keep them. Wow.
Then moving forward, I met a lot of accountants. They also influenced my life.
Okay.
I met some senior accountants at Controller Accountant General. What they were also doing, they were writing the Institute of Chartered Accountant, the CA. I had finished with the Ghana Accounting Technician. That's
Yeah.
the first certificate from Institute
Yeah.
of Chartered Accountant. So I joined the mainstream, that the IC proper. So they were the friends that also influenced me, because every evening when we close, we all move our cars and we go to Amukum. We were having a training center there.
Okay.
We'll go and study around 8:39. They will all move. So they also influenced my life. So I wouldn't say the childhood friends. No, they also helped me.
Yeah.
But coming into that professional setting, I also
had
had
to align
new
with
crop
a
of
number of
those
people too,
professionals
yeah.
that they also helped me. They were seniors, but by the grace of God, we've all come up, and then I say I've been able to blend those friends from
Yeah.
the childhood and then the professional side. So by the grace of God, everything.
I asked about, I mean, some of the sacrifices you had to make as well. You talked about you started from a very humble beginning and all that. How did you live it to get here? Like I said, a lot of people now from school, boom, they want to be driving that Mercedes Benz. They want to drive that thing. What do you say to them? Because you have gone through the grill
Yes.
to actually get to where you find yourself today.
Yes, let me use myself as an example. I think when I was feeder route, I was at Swami roundabout, looking for a car to take me to Tafu. That we had moved from Asafo to a new house that my father built at Tafo in
Okay.
Chiaeso. Then there was this friend at Opokuwari, and then sixth form 2, I was with him at sixth form, and then he saw me at the roundabout. You doing your pepe to car in that
Whoa,
tree?
yeah.
Yes, he could, he knew I could buy a car.
Yeah.
But why is it that I'm
Would you
there
not
at the
call
roundabout
Rebecca?
looking for a car? But I was having my own plans.
Yeah.
That was where I said I wanted to build before
You
I could buy
yeah.
a car. So that was
Okay.
so I started from that humble beginning. You cannot start boom and then you say you want to buy maybe BMW, whatnot. I started with one door car. It was silica. Those
Okay.
times it was 900 Ghana. Yes,
Okay.
900 Ghana. It was just like $1,000. That was why the person wanted to buy me to buy it. He left this car and then he said he doesn't even want it. And then the brother
Okay.
said, "Oh, my brother says if you bring $1,000, he said, oh, very sleek car
Okay.
with a sports one. So what I even took the see, what too expensive car? No, it was even 900 by then.
Yeah, well,
yes,
people
but
didn't
just
even know.
yes, very silica, Toyota silica. With that light, if you want to raise it, the light will
Yeah,
come up.
yeah,
you roll
I've
it from
seen it,
there up.
yeah.
Yes, it was that's where I started with one door.
Okay.
So life is gradual. I always tell the youth that comes to me that you always have to take your time.
Yeah.
Life
so you
is
don't
not
need to
about
be
rush.
pressured
No. It's
into
not
anything.
about rush at all. Take your time. God will move you gradually.
Yeah.
Challenges will come, but wait for the Lord.
Yeah.
At His own opportune time, He will do it for you.
You talk about Lord, and I mean God and all that in your interactions, and that tells us you encountering God way back then. How has that also helped shape your life? And when you meet the youth, I mean, a lot of people now don't really care about. For them is more about. I wake up, I sleep, I wake up in the morning, I go about my duty, I do what I want to do. At the end, I'm sorry, and all that. How important is the God factor in your life?
Yes, I will go by giving you a quote by His Holiness Pope John Paul.
Okay.
He said, "The greatest deception and the deepest source of unhappiness is the illusion of finding life by excluding God, of finding freedom by excluding moral truths and personal responsibility."
That's really deep.
Very deep. So these are some of the quotes that carries me. You cannot exclude God.
Yeah. That's so deep.
Yes.
I'm just trying to sit back and play it back in my. You want to take it again?
Let me take my
Yes.
time and then I'll go through it again. The greatest deception and the deepest source of unhappiness is the illusion of finding life by excluding God, of finding freedom by excluding moral truths and personal responsibility.
Personal
Unquote.
responsibility. So, the God factor really matters a lot, and without that, you are more like just some cotton being blown all over the place.
Very true.
Interesting. Guys, we would activate the phone lines very shortly. If you've got any message you want to share with us this morning, if you've got any word you want to actually get in touch with us with, that is well allowed. Good morning to you, Eddie. Eddie is the accountant at Vienna City. And he says, Charlie, his life is telling me that accountant life, they are normal. So that's the kind of, there's one thing I wanted to ask even from the beginning. When we say the accountant, what really is the work? Is it that you handle the money? Is it that you approve of the money? Is it that what really is the job of the accountant? And for you as a chief accountant, what really is your job?
Starting from maybe accountant, because as you are rising, you come out and then you reach the policy level.
Okay.
From the grassroots, that one there, you start with the keeping of books, giving statement of accounts, preparing returns to Accra according to the format that they will give you. But coming up, like where I am now, KMA, as a revenue head, in charge of all the revenues that we collect in Kumasi.
That's a huge job.
So this is what you have people under you who are working, you supervise, you delegate. These are some of the things that those qualities will also have to come, that leadership qualities will also come in. Now, at the policy level, the decision will come, you also be part of it, you send it down. this is the way we want to do things. And then, you know, some of the challenges, some people are stick to their dogma, they want to do this way. So I think these are some of the challenges that you face. But as I said, with that human touch on me, I always get what I want, the results that I want.
He always gets the results that he wants. We are going to play a game, a very quick one, a very simple game this morning. And this is more like a yes or no, rice or banku, that kind of question. So we get to find out. I really wish that wanted to place a certain coin, but it's not going to. I wanted to give you a big surprise this morning. So what element will surprise you? What can actually take you by surprise this morning?
I can't tell. I can't tell.
He says he can't tell. But this morning I want to find out from you. So which of these would you prefer? I know, yes, married man. If you say this, maybe wife is okay, so you prefer to take food outside there. Don't worry. But we're going to do this. So which of these would you take? Is it homemade fufu, or you prefer to go sit at the chop bar one time and
homemade fufu?
Homemade fufu. Okay, that one has all the elements you want there. Yes. Okay, so fried plantain or roasted corn?
Fried plantain.
Fried plantain. We are in the same soup. Would you do fried rice or jollof?
Jollof will go.
Jollof will go. Okay, so a trip with the family, or maybe you staying at home with the family. Which one do you prefer?
Staying with the family at home.
Yeah.
Yes.
You wouldn't go on a trip. Why?
I like driving, but
Okay.
normally I don't go with them unless there is a family trip that I go with them.
Okay.
That's what I like driving.
Okay. Gym or jogging?
Hey, gym. Hey.
You do that gym a lot?
I do it. But now I don't even get the time. I have a small gym in the house.
Okay.
But I've been doing it. I've been doing it.
It takes a lot of discipline.
Yeah, very true.
Yeah,
When
it
we
is
have
a lot.
tight schedules too. You skip it in the morning and whatnot. But I'm still into it.
That's true. Which would you prefer, radio or TV?
Radio.
Okay. What's your favorite song currently? I mean, I think we played Gams Morgan was the 10, so that actually answered. Which of the house chores do you like doing?
Cleaning.
So should we call wifey
Mopping
this
around.
morning?
Yes, you say. She'll tell you.
If we call her, she says otherwise, that would be trouble.
No. You call her. I do cleaning a lot.
Okay.
Yes,
So as much as he is the chief accountant, reason to that, he still helps at home. So to you, these young guys who are married 1 year, 2 years, and say, you go and do that and all that, that's something you need to pick up from there. What is that one thing, if you could lay a finger on it, that one thing that you would dislike, like, about your job? Is there anything you dislike about your job?
The perception that accountant is maybe corrupt and then he's taking our money. That's what, when you hear it, it saddens your heart. It saddens your heart. You have a good heart.
Yeah.
You are serving. But it's the perception over there that accountants, the accountant need DSC. No, I'm always focused and then I do it.
Do you think it is because maybe some others might have lived a certain life that makes them think that way? So they box every accountant and see accountants there. See accountants. Are you somehow even tempted? Like maybe you want to buy something, like your car, for instance. You buy a car. Somebody say, "Hey, accountant, you don't know. You see, kind of accountants they are going to talk out." Does that shield you from doing certain things you perhaps want to do?
A very good question. When I was doing my first degree at Christian Service, there was this religious and moral education. It was being taught by Dr. Dufour. And then he introduced us to a topic, hedonism, like having something that will just give you the enjoyment, the pleasure, everything in life, but you are not enjoying it. So I had wanted to buy a Benz. Those are outfeeder roads. But because that thing will say, hey, even one door, even 900 Ghana by then.
Yeah.
Then now going to buy a Mercedes Benz, a C-Class 180.
Yeah.
But that lecture changed my mind. I said, no, I have to enjoy whatever I think I'm due
for.
Yes. So quickly, I was having that money, so I sent it to Germany, and then they bought that Benz, they shipped it down. Then I took it. So you see, I was having this regional manager, Dr. Ampedu. He was my boss.
Okay.
Then when he saw this guy, I said, Abrantier, now you even change. You now wear your jacket and then come. I said, yeah, Chief, if I don't wear jacket, they will think that Benz does not belong to me.
Yeah.
Still, I'm using
So
the
you need
Benz.
to live it.
Yes, yes, because you are struggling, sacrificing a lot. When are you going to enjoy life?
Yeah.
So then I think that was 2018. I bought that Mercedes, but by the grace of God, I'm still using that Ben. Yes. So the perception will be there.
Yeah.
But master, once you have that clear conscience that you will not take any money, it's your own, but just enjoy life. That's it.
So guys out there, you heard it. I mean, there are times you are tempted to, like, you want to do something, but because there's a perception that, hey, Kofu they say that, and the amount for back kind to know. At times you tend to, then, then can go and say, oh, they. I mean, yes, the kids are enjoying, family is okay, but now one can say you're hiding certain things because you don't want people to talk so much. Anyway, so that's it. We will be getting onto the lines now to speak to people who actually want to share a word with us this morning. But you're out there, you want to continue with your education, Leicester Professional Institute. Leicester Professional Institute is a tertiary institution which offers 1 year advanced government diploma. Now, with this diploma certificate, you can gain admission to level 200 at any tertiary institution of your choice, either private or public, and even for employment. They do organize remedial classes on core subjects, so students with deficiencies in the core subjects, be it social, English language, or mathematics, are given the opportunity to rewrite in addition to the advanced diploma. Entry requirements post SHS graduates irrespective of your results. Dropouts from senior high school can also enroll as well. Mature students that's 25 years and above can apply. And anyone who can read and write and has the desire to further their studies. Programs on offer: diploma in accounting, diploma in business administration, diploma in information technology, and diploma in fashion and design. Short courses are also available for fashion and design. Certificate in Microsoft Office Suite, IT certification programs are also available, and the sessions are made that whether you're a worker or not, you can still enroll. They have morning, evening, and weekends. There are so many reasons why you need to choose Leicester Professional Institute. One of them is that they have well-trained lecturers who have expertise in their chosen field. They have a well-furnished hostel facility for students who come from afar, flexible terms of fee payment. They have area and spacious lecture halls for studies, and they have a serene environment that enhances teaching and learning. Locate Leicester Professional Institute, the Kumasi campus, at Tech Boedi former Derby Educational Complex in Accra, behind University of Professional Studies Accra. That's UPSA inside Medina. Call them on 024 187 6551, 024 187 6551, or 024 486 6855. You could also call 020 706 1310. Leicester Professional Institute, we say success is the child of audacity. We know we shall win. We know we'll survive. Alright, so I wish to announce that somebody is looking for a 3-bedroom apartment needed in these areas: Ahonjo, Daban, TUC, and then Asokwa. A 3-bedroom house apartment needed in these locations: Ahonjo, Daban, TUC, and Asokwa. If you do have access to any, please call 024 423 9707, 024 423 9707, or 050 560 2249, 050 560 2249. Do well to call these numbers and help a family out. Or you can give us a call now: 024 680 7545, 024 680 7545. Mr. Koranteng is here. He have a word to share with us. Hello, good morning. Yes, Anna Nifigo, welcome. How are you? I'm doing awesome. Talk to us. Okay, go ahead. Mm. 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 Okay, thank you very much, Anani, for calling into the show this morning. You could also call in. We have 2 questions already, and I'm sure it's going to attend to all of them. So you want to respond to this one?
Yes, Anane was asking about peer influence. Yes, I have been influenced at some point in time. When we moved to Tafu, I think that was where I was doing my national service at Mamponting.
Okay.
Then I fell into a group where anytime that we close from work, we'll pass at a Pami shop, drinking spot. Then we just add some Guinness and then some Pami. At a point in time, I said to myself that I'm not that type. Even at Asafo, I wasn't even drinking. Then now maybe money started coming, so maybe
You started living your life.
Yes. But at the point in time, I evaluated myself. I said, no, I have to put a stop to this. Then there was this one day, the man that we used to go to his the drinking spot.
Yeah.
He saw me sitting quietly in front of my father's house, and then he said, "Hey, Ukra me who watch you?" I said, "No, I've stopped." And said, "And Ukra ne ye bibi. That was what the man told me.
Whoa.
Bibi.
The man who actually
He confirmed
sells
it. Yes, he sells it to us. He said bibi. So it was there that I said no. I was being influenced. So
Interesting.
since then, I'm cool.
And it seems you are resolute when you say, I'm stopping.
It's just by the grace of God. You need that will from God. That will power is from God. Yes, it's true.
Interesting. Let's move to the next question that he
Then,
asked.
disappointed in life at a point in time.
Yeah.
Let me share another experience. When I joined the mainstream ICA instead of chartered accountants, the part 2, I wrote the financial accounting 6 times.
Whoa.
So I was even afraid. Anytime that I was going to the exams hall, I became jittery. I said, I'm going to fail again. You see, I wrote it 5 times. I was failing. At a point in time, my seniors were even laughing at me. Hey, Eugene, I did an accounting. You see, so the 6th time, I passed. And then I moved to Christian Service to do my degree. And then there, I said, no, let me go and attempt the part 3, financial accounting and some other subjects. You see, when I was late in traffic at Georgia.
Okay.
Georgia Hotel. Oh.
Yeah.
And then a senior called me. Eugene, where are you? We are starting the exams. I said, Sentiamwa is now the finance director at Control Accountant General in Accra. And then I told him, Sentiamwa, I can't do otherwise. I'm in the traffic, I'm coming because I knew I was going to try. Because the part 2, I wrote it 6 times.
You wrote it 6 times. How much more the part 3?
Then I entered Poly. Those times we're writing at Poly, their library, very big. Oh, people had started. I think about 20 to maybe 25 they had written and they were just going. So calmly, I sat and then I wrote that paper. It came in and I passed. So it was just one touch.
Wow.
Yes.
After having failed 5 times
yes.
and passing,
yes,
you went on to the part 3 and just one touch, you were done.
That's how. So disappointment at some point in time, as human, it will come, but you always have to be resolute.
Yeah.
Failure is not the end. You always have to strive to come out of it.
Yeah.
There are a whole lot of opportunities there that you also, now that I'm sharing.
Yeah.
After passing, then the part 3, one touch.
Amazing.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, we should be wrapping up this morning, but what would be that word you share with people? And for those who perhaps want to get into accounting, I'm on for kase ding pan. And that breaks them, and for that reason they don't want to get into it. Others in Sukan say, oh, Chalunya Koshem dia fine a Juma ho. And we also say Chale ho de Juma bian sheden your Juma kakrane or na imagine. What would you tell people who have the passion and they love to get into this particular space?
I will advise them accounting pays. I must be honest with them.
Okay.
Now, if I sit here, if I tell you the amount that I'm being paid, yes, it will motivate you to even come.
You are the chief accountant.
Okay, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad.
To get there,
you start from somewhere.
Yes, that's
Are you
true.
getting me?
Yes.
So once you have that passion, I will advise go and then go for your dream. Yes, once you have that passion for the accounting, there is nothing difficult in this world. I must always say it. There is nothing difficult.
If you
in
put your
this
mind to it.
Put your mind to it. And then you concentrate. Those times when I was writing the professional exam, there was this man, the MD for Car Bank.
Okay.
I've forgotten the name, but he was just saying that consistency. He also makes sure that every day he spends less than 2 hours. Every day. He makes sure the minimum, that would be 2 hours
Okay.
for him to do our professional exams.
Okay.
But he sailed through, and then I was always looking up to him. It's consistency. You don't have to give up.
You don't have
Your
to
friends
give up.
are doing it.
Yeah.
Why not you?
Yeah.
You can also do it once you put your mind to it with God on your side.
Eddie is laughing here, actually mentioning ICA, because it looks like a lot of people fail all the time, and they have to write and write. And I have a friend who's also with Preforce, and I think is the accountant there and all that. She also had to write and write and write and all that, and eventually actually became successful at that. So one thing, accounting has to do with mathematics, right? So somebody perhaps is not too good at math. Can they still get into it?
He can still get into it, but it's just about what I said, about the mindset that you and the passion that you want to do it.
Okay.
There is nothing in this world that is difficult. As I told you, I started as a science student.
Yeah.
Then I switched, and then I did accounting. So it's just the mindset and then the passion to come and do the account. And then now the ICA cry, you have the credit system that you pass. When we started the Institute of the Ghana Accounting Techniques, there was something like bad failure. Let me even explain it further. Like if you get 70, you were writing 4 papers at the same time. So you get 70, and then you get a marginal fail for just one. Like maybe you get say 29 or 30.
Yeah.
Then they will make it asterisk. Then it will destroy all the 70,
All the
73.
70 you've had.
You have to write all the 4 again. Those are what the challenge that we faced through. Yeah.
Whoa.
Yes, it was later that they reformed, and then they said, "Oh no, we have to make it the credit system." So I suffered bad failure. Yes,
Yeah.
at a point in time. But it's about your mindset,
Yeah.
what you want to do. I always advise, go for your dream. That's it.
Some experience, life experience being shared here with us, with the chief accountant of the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly, that's Mr. Koranteng. Before you part ways with us, what will be your final words to the people of Kumasi, especially to the young ones who listen to us all the time and want to stay informed and all that? What will be your word to them? Maybe to family and your colleagues and all that.
For the youth, I have this for them. Like there is nothing like luck.
Okay.
You see, there are some people that they have the perception that this guy is lucky, but we don't have luck in this world. This one, I even debated one of our lecturers at master's level at KNUST. He was in say he believes in luck, and then I said no, there's nothing like luck.
Okay.
Luck will come only when your preparation meets the opportunity
yeah.
at that time. Let me say now, in your establishment, you want somebody to become an accountant. Then you give the requirement. Somebody who has CA, as chartered accountant, who has masters in finance, who has maybe first degree BBA. You see, I fall into.
Yes.
The preparation is making me take advantage of the opportunity that is coming.
Yeah.
So that is not luck.
Yeah.
See, you always have to prepare yourself to meet the opportunity that is there. So this mindset that's luck, can anybody lucky? No, it's not. Maybe the father did certain things that he was able to meet those opportunities at that time, and then he gave that cozy environment, whatever, for them.
For the children.
But don't take it that it's luck that will take you up. You always have to prepare yourself to meet whatever opportunities in the environment. There are a whole lot of opportunities in the environment.
Yeah.
Prepare. That's what I will give to them.
Prepare. That's what he will give to them. But to the family and perhaps to your colleagues, I'm pretty sure a number of them are listening this morning.
Yes.
You can't mention every name though, because you definitely miss some of them.
Yes.
But I'm sure you want to say hi.
Hi to my wife Agnes Jebibuabing, to my colleagues at KMA. I have 4 chartered accountants under me. They are doing marvelous well, doing a whole lot of things. And then we move my department. My boss, Mr. David, he even taught me at first degree, and then ICA. He's now the finance officer. He was formerly the revenue head, and then I took over from him, and then he's now the finance officer. He's been a very great person in my life. My sister, my brother, then the extended family.
Yeah.
I say I love them all.
All right. He does love them all.
Then my staff at Stulans. Yes, they are NAPCO people. Yes, I will never forget them. I always flow with them.
Yes. And this is, and I ask him as an accountant at KMA, what's he doing for the development of Kumasi? I think that doesn't really fall under his office, right? That doesn't really fall under his office. But it's been a pleasure having. Or you have something to say?
Yes, if something that I will share with her. When I was at Stulands, you see, when we mobilize the revenue, the Constitution mandates that Article 265, we give 55% to the assembly.
Okay.
And then we went to Fanchinebra. That's where I churched. And then there was this question that somebody asked from the landlords that came there. This money that you say 55 goes to the assembly. What are they doing with it? So fortunately for me, we were having a year's calendar, and then we had some projects on it.
Okay.
So I took that calendar and I showed it to it was a woman who asked that question. That these are some of the project schools and whatnot. So when we went back to the office, I went to my boss and then I discussed with him, Chief, we've been giving money to KMA. Let us go and ask KMA if they have a project that we could take as our baby.
Yeah.
We pre-finance it and then we do it. And then they said they were paying some rent for Inshaiso Sub-Metro.
Okay.
Dallas. So then coordinating director, Mr. Donko, they said if you could come and then you build this office for Inshaiso Sub-Metro. I didn't know I was coming to KMA. I was just doing my work just to do something that KMA to also have some project that there's Stulands money. By the grace of God, now we have a one-story office for Inshaiso. They've stopped paying the dollars.
Yeah.
And then look at where I am now.
That's you.
I've now been transferred to. Yes, KMA.
Wow.
So it's something that, from my own initiative from Stulands, I say to the glorification of God.
Yeah.
KMA has an Inshaiso office.
I'm sure God was directing your path.
Yes,
One
and
day
then
to
now
create
I'm with
that
them.
good office, then you
Yes.
go and settle.
Yes.
Interesting.
Yes.
Well, so it's been good having you this morning, and the experiences you've shared, I'm sure, will go a long way to affect the lives of almost everybody who tuned into the show this morning. Thank you for coming, and we wish you the very best of the day.
Thank you, my brother.
Okay, so that's it for Y1025 FM, the Y Leaderboard series. My name is NY, and we are back, God willing, tomorrow. Production was by Saboksa. Mid-morning radio show coming up next on YFM.
And they call me Eugene. When you need a shoulder to cry, run on my pampas, so we try our suicide.